Hello, hello. Welcome back to my space. I hope you are doing well. I hope that your week started well. I want to thank you for your presence here, for your comments, for your hypes, for your likes, for your subscribes, for what you say in the comments. It's truly so heartwarming, right? To read you. You are so kind towards me. It's really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for the cash apps, obviously. Thank you for all of it. All of it. So, let's check what are the messages that we are getting right now. Some of you ask me for my socials, so I have finally put them in my profile. So you can have the direct links to my socials there. The Chariot, it came out like this. I will turn it clockwise. Okay, so the issue might be that you know your direction, moving forward, in control of yourself, protected by the highest, protected by your higher self, the way that you operate here. We have the Seven of Wands, boundaries. Yeah, you might have very, very strong boundaries with people, feeling the need to defend yourself also, to protect yourself. The Seven of Wands here, the Seven of Fire is in the second position, related to other people. Let's see here. Ooh. The Devil. I take it in reverse. Okay. Yeah, there is here a lot of protection. And you not accepting to deal with any kind of karmic behavior, trying to trauma bond you, love bomb you, control you. All of this. Okay. Tell me. For Wheel of Fortune, it's beautiful. It kind of feels that we have a very positive reading today. Okay, listen, it kind of feels that you have a lot of protection. You have a lot of protection. I have the Ten of Wands. I don't know how it came out, so I'll put it back. It fell on my lap. Five. King of Swords in reverse. Justice in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so listen. We are talking here about you heading towards a direction that is in alignment with your soul mission, with your path. But we are talking also about you dealing here with toxicity, right? We have the Devil, we have the King of Swords in reverse, we have the Seven of Wands, but we are talking about your boundaries, and we are also talking about the fact that the moment that you put up the boundaries, you defended yourself, you are in a healing process here, detaching yourself from negativity, from, as said, maybe controlling people in your life, negative people trying to keep you down, to dominate you. We have this Wheel of Fortune. This is in the foundation and the stability. Okay, this truly screams to me, you finally embracing your life path, right? You might have been a free thinker all your life, doing things your own way, but you might have tried to explain yourself to people who didn't want to hear you, right? I kind of also feel that you have some kind of protection, right? With the Chariot, We know that with the chariot, this is not a horse, right? This is a sphinx. So with the sphinx, you have the direction of the highest, some kind of deities. With the wheel of fortune, fate. We are talking here about fate. Okay. I'm curious. There is this King of Swords here in the end, in reverse. This is in the past shift. It's interesting. Listen, it's interesting. This is what I'm going to say. So let's see. Let's get a little bit more information about all of this. Just a reminder, right? This is a collective reading, which means that it is a group reading, which means that it might be for you, it might be partly for you, and it might not be for you. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't take on yourself a story that is not yours. If I'm talking about masculines or feminines with card that represent the gender, I'm not talking about the gender, right? We are talking about the energy of the card, which is not related to the gender. So apply it however it applies. And this reading can be past, present, or future. So, listen, we have here 3 very strong major arcana. We are starting here with the Chariot, right? Being in control, being protected, being in your direction, moving forward. This is talking about movement here. The Devil, but it's in reverse, right? So this is truly talking about healing. Maybe you are releasing of destructive behaviors that you might have had that was blocking you, right? And then this beautiful Wheel of Fortune in the upright, starting a new cycle. The Wheel of Fortune, we are with the card number 10. 10, it's 1 and 0, a 1. It's a new cycle, a new beginning. The 0 doesn't represent nothing. It represents experience, right? And what it kind of feels here, it is the experience that you have gained. It is about people who were using their intelligence in the worst way possible, trying to confuse you, to manipulate you, right? This is what it feels here. This is the change that operated, that you are not anymore projecting yourself, your intentions on other people. You are not filling the blanks with yourself, right? Which is a very, very important lesson. Let's see here, the Chariot. Tell me what's going on with this Chariot. The Ace of Cups in reverse, 7 of Cups. Yes, you might have moved forward from people who were not operating from their heart space and confuse you, right? The 7 of water, we have a lot of water here. We are talking about emotionally you have moved forward, right? You have gained some kind of direction, understanding that not everybody is operating from the same place, that some people truly want to confuse you. Why? Very often because you might be very intuitive, because you might be operating from your higher self. So you might be able to see the right from the wrong, and they feel uncomfortable about that. So they are trying to confuse you, right? So you don't see so clearly. So they are trying to put you in a mental prison, in a mental fog, where you are wondering if you are the problem, right? It's all in order to protect their own mirror. If your mirror is not clear, right? If there is fog, they won't see themselves, the reflection of themselves through you, right? Let me see if you can see all the cards. Kind of. Maybe I will take it a little bit. 1 second, I'm moving the camera a little bit. I want to have a little bit more space for the cards. Okay. Okay. Let's see, tell me. The 9 of Wands. The Fool in reverse. I will only put down the 9 of Wands, but it turned with the 3 of Swords, betrayal, heartbreak. And the Fool in reverse, people acting totally recklessly with you, towards you. The Nine of Wands, this is the Wounded Warrior, right? Once again, we are talking here about boundaries, right? Here we have the Seven of Wands, the Seven of Fire, being defending yourself, right? And here, this is the Wounded Warrior. So yes, you are a warrior, you are a fighter. It's often the last one standing up, right? Because this person is wounded. So it's wounded meaning that it represents the energy of someone who has gone through a lot, right? But while going through a lot might, in some kind of way, hurt you, obviously. But when you have this mentality of being a warrior, so in fact, it gives you a lot of experience, a lot of strength, right? Okay, and the two other cards that we had, I put them back, so I don't see them anymore, but I told you what it was, right? Yeah, I don't know where it is. Okay, so let's see the Seven of Wands, if we get a little bit more information about what you needed to defend yourself from. Seven of Wands, please. Tell me what's going on with the Seven of Wands. The Star. Your life path. Yeah, listen. Kind of feel that people were competing with you, right? Kind of feels here that there is... I truly have this feeling of you having a deep connection with spirituality, with the highest, with your higher self, with ancestors, angels maybe, I don't know, we are all different, right? But there is here something about your soul mission, the Star, right? So, if you have tried to adapt yourself to what is going around you, right? Might be talking about work even, right? Trying to follow the path of what other people are doing. It might have been a struggle for you. Because when somebody has truly soul path, so it doesn't fit to people who are operating from the Pentacles in reverse, right? And we are a little bit in a world like this where you know, there is like, okay, you finish school and then you are going to university and then you are getting into a job and you are doing this job for your whole life. And I kind of feel that people who have a soul path, and let me know if you can relate to that, it's more about gaining experience, right? So you might have struggled. Yeah, you have struggled to find your path. I'm going back on the word struggle because the real struggle was other people trying to fit you in a box while you are not someone that can be put in a box, right? Because you have a soul path. It's very, very different, right? I spoke to you already about the sheep and the goat, right? So people want other people to be the sheep, right? And do what, operate how other people operate. And when you don't, then very often you are judged, you are rejected, all those kind of things. And I kind of feel here that this might have been what was going on with you in your life until you released of that, right? You released of feeling uncomfortable with your difference. Embracing who you are. Embracing your own life path, even if from someone who is operating as a sheep, they might see you as weird, unstable, all of that, right? Five of Wands. Stopping to compete. Stopping to fight. Stopping to try to convince other people, right? There is here truly this element of the goats. The goats. There is a guiding star, right? There's a guiding star. We are not in the schema of what people are usually, you know, the 9 to 5, right? This is not you. It doesn't mean that you don't do the 9 to 5, but you might do different 9 to 5s, right? Because when you have gained the experience that you need, you move on because you are all about experience, understanding, right? But from somebody external, it might look unstable because they are all about stability, the box, while you might absolutely be totally different, right? You are truly living your life as experiences that are teaching you something. And when the lesson is learned, you are not moving on because you are weak, because you don't want to fight, because you are lazy, because all those kind of things that might have been projected onto you because you are unstable. No, because you are done there, right? You are going towards your new adventure, even if you don't know what it is. There is a guiding star here, right? Yeah, okay. I truly feel here that I am talking to someone who is very much into their soul path, truly. And it might have been very, very difficult, because it is difficult in the world that we are living in, right? Because it is so different. Okay. But I love that. I love this reading. It's a very important one, I feel, because I kind of feel that you might have felt weird all your life, right? You might have listened to their judgment and say maybe they are right, because you might not have understood that you are following your intuition, you are following a higher guidance, right? A star that is guiding you. But when you are surrounded by people who are telling you you are not doing things the right way, you are this and you are that and you are that and you are that, you know, at the end of the day, they might convince you. So there is the element of defending yourself, defending what you feel that you need to do, and not try to have people understand you. Right? They don't understand you. It's not important. But when you are surrounded by people that don't understand you and judge you in the worst way possible, because they are also judging you as if you are weak, while in fact you are very courageous. It's very courageous to leave when it's time to leave. Right? Not to do things as expected. Following your intuition. It's very courageous. It's not weak. Right? It's not being unstable, it's being in alignment, staying in alignment. Okay, let's see here what we are getting for the Devil in reverse. Is there anything else regarding the Seven of Wands? Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I kind of feel that this is how they might have painted you, as some kind of dreamer, right? Because with the Knight of Cups, right, we are with somebody who is following their heart, right? But there is like, it's in reverse, so there is kind of this element of negative, right? Like instability. Like when you were trying maybe to explain what was going on, or having them understand the way that you were operating in your life, I kind of feel that they thought that you were smooth talking, that you were just making excuses, So I'm very happy to see here this Wheel of Fortune, because I kind of feel that now there is some kind of proof of the fact that you were not smooth talking them, you were not making excuses for yourself. You were speaking the truth. And I kind of feel here with this Wheel of Fortune that now it can be seen, right? So they know that they were confused. They misinterpreted everything, thinking that you were just trying to defend yourself, that you were just lying, you know? That whatever you were saying, it was like you were delusional in some kind of way, right? You were just saying what's yeah, like you were making excuses. Can I say it any other way? I don't think so. Let's see here the Devil in reverse. Tell me. Queen of Pentacles, you see? Page of Cups in reverse. The Fool. Yes, yes, yes. Did I move the camera? Maybe. The Queen of Pentacles. This is somebody who is patient, right? You are building something solid, right? You have a direction, you are logical, even though they have judged you as the opposite of logical because they don't understand your path, right? They don't understand, right? So they have considered you as being emotionally immature, emotionally unstable, a dreamer, right? Because of your faith in your past, your faith in yourself, maybe your faith in life, in the highest. There is here something. Look at the difference of energy, right? So this is who you are, right? The Pentacles is in the upright. You might have been much more patient than other people. You know, you might have been dealing with people who at 25 wanted to be installed in their life. And it's not maybe that you wouldn't have won that, but not at the price of what you are supposed to accomplish, right? With the Pentacles in the upright, it takes time. You have to be patient, right? You have to invest yourself totally in everything that you do. So while you were in this energy, they were judging you like this. I will show you the card here. Look. Remember that it was in reverse, right? But just for you to see the difference, right? This is kind of a dreamer. This is, we are with the page. It's childish, right? Childish. A clown. This is how they saw you. A clown. Because they couldn't understand that what you are doing, it is building your stability. And I truly feel here that one of the I cannot find a word, the difficult parts of your path might have been other people all the time trying to convince you that what you are doing is not right. While you knew that what you did, you knew, you might have been confused, kind of feel that you might have been confused, right? Because your past is so different. But somewhere inside of you, you knew that you were doing what you had to do. But all of this thing of needing to defend yourself all the time, right? Being under those people trying to put you in the cage of their own beliefs, their way of seeing how life is meant to go, this might have been very burdensome, and even more than burdensome. It might have made you doubt of yourself sometimes. And it was very, very unnecessary, right? But let me just remind you, you cannot have, you cannot be in a soul mission most often than not and have just a sheep's life, right? If you are the goat, then you will have the life of a goat, right? And so it is different, and so you are judged by everyone, right? Because you are not doing the things how they are doing that. But this is also why you are special. This is why you have so much experience. This is why you are different, right? But there is always this inner battle of, am I wrong? Because very often, until you totally release, right, of this mental prison, of this doubt, until you totally release of giving any importance to these people, what they are saying, for them to understand you, to see you, to support you, very often, nothing happens. Things are happening the moment that you totally embody yourself, and also you cleanse yourself of trying to convince anyone of anything. When you are in your full power, right? When you are moving, listening to yourself and just to yourself, the highest, you know what I mean, like not to other people, right? 1 second, I will close the window because somebody is vacuuming. 1 second. I don't know if you could hear it or not, but I can still hear it a little bit. I hope that you cannot hear it. Okay, listen. So with this devil here, we are truly talking about you releasing yourself of what is expected, right? How people are judging you. How people might be trying to, and it might not come from a bad place, right? You know, a sheep, they don't see themselves as a sheep. They are doing what they think that they need to do. And if you are doing things differently, so they are judging you, and they are judging you as being lazy, being unstable, being all those kind of things, right? So I truly feel that this is what we are talking about here, right? The cage that society has created, right? Yeah, listen. When I'm talking about the soul path, right? What I mean at the end of the day, it is, obviously you are supposed to bring something that is truly a reflection of you in this life, right? This is also the difficulty of your own soul path, because you are supposed to bring something here that might not exist. So you have nowhere to ask. But we can also see it, as a leader, right? Being a leader. Okay, so let's see here what we are getting. Is there anything else here regarding this devil? In reverse. This flew. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, we are talking about manifesting your own life, right? Standing by yourself. There is here something about standing by yourself. Kind of feel that it reflects on what I just said, right? That you have no example, because you are supposed to bring something that is truly a manifestation of your own essence, right? And your own life experience goes together, right? Yeah, but I feel at the moment that you release the pressure of trying to be like others, of judging yourself through the words that you are hearing, right? This is when you can truly manifest what you are supposed to manifest, right? When you stop putting this energy on trying to have other people understand your path, right? Okay, the Wheel of Fortune, tell me. The Wheel of Fortune. Judgment, you see? The Seven of Wands is now in reverse. Yeah, you don't need to defend yourself anymore. It's over. This is also the thing, right? When people succeed to somehow make you doubt of yourself, then they will come over and over and over again, right? Because you are doubting of yourself. You know, I remember something, so I will share it with you, right? So when my sibling got married, I'm thinking, how old was I? It was in 2002, I think he got married. So I was 73. I was 29 years old. Yeah, I think I was 29 years old then, right? And so I remember that I said to my mother, I was not married, right? So you know, very, very often at a wedding, at least in my community, they say something that means like, you are next, right? May you be the next one. I wish you to be the next one, right? And you know, it very often comes from a very, very kind place, but my obsession in life was not to get married, right? I had no obsession in life, right? I just wanted to be happy, to let myself be guided by what I'm doing, right? So this was not a subject. And I had like something, I didn't like the fact that people are saying that, you know, it's like when you are married, so the child, like things that are expected from you, right? It was expected from me to want to get married, right? That if I'm not married, then I'm not okay. So I had some kind of revulsion to those kind of phrases, right? Because they might seem innocent, but at the same time, they are projecting on you something like, if this is your biggest wish, right? They are forcing, it's kind of brainwash in some kind of way, right? Most people, they are just saying that they don't realize. But this is what it is, right? This is what you are supposed to desire more than anything. And so I remember that I said to my mother, I truly hope that nobody will say that to me, because if they do, they won't like my answer, right? Since that day, right, I was so comfortable with who I was, right? There is not one person, I am now 52, right? I was 29 then. There is not one person that has told me this phrase. You will be next. Hoping for you to be next. Not one person. This is what I'm telling you. It is when you totally embrace yourself, right? So it doesn't mean that people might not tell you something. But first of all, they will tell it much less, right? And even if they do, because of your reaction, your energy being so stable in who you are, they might say it once. They won't say it twice. And if they are saying it twice, pay attention, because chances are that they are trying to manipulate you in some kind of way, right? Not always, right? Sometimes they are just, you know, repeating themselves. But very often from your energy, they understand that what they said is, you know, it makes them feel uncomfortable, nearly, right? So I kind of feel here that there is something about your fate, FATE, changing the moment that you understood that there is nothing to defend, right? Talking here about judgment. The only one judging you, it's the highest, right? No other human can make you feel uncomfortable for your own path. They might make you feel uncomfortable if you hurt them, for example, right? Of course. But regarding your own life choices, you gave it all to the highest, right? I love the image here. Look at the angel playing saxophone. I love it. Ah, interesting. I didn't pay attention. We have here the wedding. I was just talking about that, right? So, okay, yeah. So the wheels are turning the moment that you are not trying to adapt yourself anymore. You are totally involved in your own life experience, following your intuition, not being afraid of other people's judgment. All of this is irrelevant, right? It's irrelevant. Okay. There is here something that I'm curious about with this King of Swords in reverse and the Justice in reverse. Yeah, because I kind of feel that people still, they might understand that there is nothing to say anymore, but I kind of feel that there is something here. Let's see, anything more about this Wheel of Fortune? Yeah. The environment, comparing to the way that you are living your life, it was karmic, right? Because they were trying to keep you as the sheep when you are operating from your leadership place, the place of the goat, right? They were trying to put you into the box. And here's the thing also, when people are in this box, living their life through the box, right? Doing what is expected, they have a discomfort with people who are not doing that, especially if you are happy. Especially if you are happy. Because they did the choices that they thought that they had no other choice but to make. Right? They thought that this is what they had to do, when in fact it was not. They could have chosen, exactly like you, to be patient, to take your time, to accept what might appear like a lack of stability in some kind of way, accepting to be different, to be judged, but they are making it difficult for you because how dare you be happy while you haven't done what I have done, right? And at the end of the day, very often they are very unhappy because they didn't do what they truly, their soul was screaming to do. They did what was expected, right? And so they are judging you as, you have a selfish life, you are totally unstable, you are this, you are that, right? Because it makes them feel better about themselves, the choices that they made. Because the choices that they made for them was the only choice. And this was supposed to bring them happiness, but very often it doesn't bring them happiness. It brings them some kind of comfort, maybe, right? Or at least thinking that they are accepted by the community, right? I could see that when I was in relationships, how people were looking at me in a different way. Every time that I was in a job that for them was in alignment with the box, how people were treating me differently. I'm the same person, right? But there is something there, right? Okay, so let's see here now this King of Swords. What's going on there with this King of Swords? Tell me, the King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, listen. This is what I said, right? Look at the energy of the card. Being desperate, you are not. You are not. Right? They don't succeed to put you in those conditional connections, right? They wanted to feel superior to you because they have followed what was expected from them, right? So they thought that they were superior, and they realized that they are not, right? Yeah, listen, they needed to win at all cost for their own comfort, to convince themselves that they did the right choice. But the moment that you just didn't allow them to make you feel uncomfortable with your own choices, it was over for them, right? They had to accept the fact that they have manipulated themselves, right? They believe in lies. They allow themselves to be confused, right? About you, about your life choices. Because I kind of feel that there is here some kind of proof that you are good, right? You might have said to other people, I'm very happy the way that I am. I don't especially want the stable job. I don't especially, like, you might want the stable job, but you might have been okay with not being there yet. Or, for example, if you are not in a relationship or you don't have children, that you might have said, I'm very happy where I am. No regrets. Everything's good. They might have said that you are lying to yourself, right? They have judged you. They have misjudged you. Yeah, they might have thought that you are lying to yourself. This is truly what I feel here with this card. That whenever you were trying to explain yourself, putting energy there, which might have kept you a little bit stuck, right? Because being in this defensive energy, with all those people trying to convince you that you are not doing what you are supposed to do, that you are not okay, that you are unstable, right? It demands a lot of energy. But the moment that you put a stop to it, right, it's over. It's over. Yeah. There is no denial now that they have manipulated themselves. They have lied to themselves. That you were making excuses, that you were unstable, that you had no direction, right? Because they were seeing it at the surface level, right? We have here, as said, a lot of elements of you being connected to your higher self, a higher experience of life, right? A different experience of life. Okay, so let's go here to closure. Closure, please. Yeah. You see, here's the thing, right? They thought that they were the winners. They thought that they were the stable ones, that they were I will tell you, right? Let's talk, for example, about relationships, right? Weddings, all those kind of things, right? Very often people want to be married, get married. It's all in order to have some kind of status in society. We know that, for example, narcissistic people, they want to be parents because they want to have this status that comes with it, right? They don't care about their children. Their children are just there in order to flatter their image, right? But there are a lot of people like this. And I can tell you, as somebody who hasn't been in a relationship for most of my life, right? Never being married, the judgments are there. People made it very, very difficult on me because I was not married, right? The judgments, all of it, right? So here they thought that they were the victorious there because maybe they had the status right, that they needed in order to feel worthy, it's in reverse. Yeah, and they kept themselves stuck. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They were not patient, right? Many people also end up in relationships because it's the time now. The relationship is not happy. It's not a good one. But they are so desperate to be in a relationship, the time is now that they will get into this relationship. They will convince themselves that this is the relationship, right? And I'm not saying it's totally okay if you know that you are, for example, a woman and you want to have children. Even a man, you might not want to have children at, I don't know what age. You might put yourself a limit. I want to have children until I'm 40. Afterwards, I think that it's not a good idea. Then you should search for a partnership. You cannot search for love. Love is coming in your life, it's like the cherry on top, right? But people are searching love when in fact they need the right partnership, and then they end up in relationships that are not what they are supposed to be, right? So there is here now this element of you putting a total ending on those people who needs to convince you that you are the problem, that they are superior, right? Maybe trying to convince you that you have to stop dreaming, right? You have to surrender. And if you don't, you are the problem, right? The moment that you close this off, it's over. It's over. And now they have to see that maybe the choices that they made has blocked them. You are not blocked. We have here the Queen of Pentacles. You might be a masculine in the Queen of Pentacles energy, right? Being patient, right? Doing things, whatever you do it with love and care. You invest yourself, right? At the same time, when you feel, that it's over, you move on, right? So, let's see, is there anything here, right? Yeah, listen. The Eight of Cups in reverse, right? Unhealed, right? Not following their own path. This is somebody going away alone in order to find themselves, right? Not doing that. Yeah, and there is no legacy. You are working towards a legacy. And a legacy doesn't mean something for you especially, it's for the collective. Leaving something valuable, leaving something that is a reflection of what you can bring, not what anybody else can bring. I know that, when I switched from, I was a photographer, I was a very good photographer, right? I had a good career, when for me it was over, right? So I switched in the beginning, in the in-between, like creating something that didn't exist, right? The therapy through the photographic session, it didn't exist, but it didn't truly take up for me. Other people took it and they did a great job with it. For me, it was not the case, right? But people didn't understand when I said, like, I will totally stop photography because I truly want to invest myself totally in my healing abilities and helping other people. People were trying to push me back all the time to things that everybody could do. I was saying, I have like a few abilities, right? I'm very, very good with makeup. This channel here started with makeup for your soul. This is what it was in the beginning, this channel, right? Because it was all about self-love, how to use makeup for this special moment with yourself, self-care and self-love. It was not about extravagant makeup, it was about looking at the beauty in yourself through that, right? But I remember I was already totally building my new career as a healer, and I had a friend that was there, and so I did her makeup, but she knew exactly where I was. A few times the same day she said, yeah, I will say to people that they come for you for makeup. And a few times I told to this person, please don't. There are a million of good makeup artists. This is not what I'm supposed to do here. Please don't. At the end of the day, this person is not in my life anymore, right? But, you know, trying to push you in boxes. And it doesn't mean that it came from a bad place, but, you know, I'm not supposed to repeat to you twice the same thing, 1 hour apart, right? Yeah, so there is here this element of when you are bringing truly something that is coming from your own essence, it is a different path. And yeah, now they might realize, you know, they haven't taken the time to truly follow themselves. So there is no legacy. There might be money, but it's not money that makes them happy, right? You, if you will make money, I guess that your happiness doesn't rely in that. So it will be comfortable. It might be the universe telling you, I'm supporting what you are doing, right? So I want you to be comfortable in order to be able to continue to do it. But it's not that money will make you happy. You are not expecting for money to make you happy. We might be talking here about people who think that their legacy, their God, it is money. And they think that if they will have the money, they will have the family, they will be happy, when this is not what it is, right? Happiness is something inside of you, right? So listen, I will leave it here. I hope that it was insightful, interesting, maybe healing, if not at least entertaining, sending a lot of positive vibes to you, a lot of love. I'll see you in the comments. Until very, very soon. Bye.